Warning, warning. As a medical doctor, I must inform you that there are side effects to this coaching session. Beware. It may enhance your self-esteem, cause you to experience vibrant health, encounter long-term weight loss, heal damaged relationships. Warning, there are side effects to this coaching session. It may increase your enthusiasm for life and bring about hope. It may cause you to have productive and optimistic thinking. It could even help you not allow messed up people to ruin the rest of your life and help you realize the masterpiece that you are and empower you to be the boss of your brain. Warning, these side effects may be long-term. This is Dr. Isabel from Doctoronamission.com.
So today, I'm going to talk about making your own mustard. I recently started doing this myself. I don't know why I haven't been doing it for years, but you know, there's just so many things out there you can do yourself that I kind of keep constantly incorporating new things into our healthy eating lifestyle that we can make here at home. Here's the reason why you want to make this at home. Because you would have been asking me that, oh, you know, it's so much more convenient to buy it in the store. Yep, it is. The food companies have made food convenient for us. But let me just give you this. So even if you're buying like a Dijon mustard, and I'm not talking about the yellow mustard stuff, which tends to have a lot more stuff in it. And when I say stuff, I mean chemicals like we can't even pronounce. And you guys being here, I imagine you know that can't be good. But even if you're looking at more quality stuff, or even like a Dijon mustard, I won't get into any of the brand names and that, but here's what I found on ingredient labels you will find in the stuff you buy in your stores. Natural flavorings. Well, okay, what's a natural flavoring? I mean, what natural flavoring? I mean, what is it, you know? Citric acid, okay, so is it lemons, limes, oranges? I mean, you know, what citric acid? Or is it something you just chemically made up in the lab? Tartaric acid, all right? Again, you know, you can Google this stuff and look it up, but, you know, all right, what are you putting in there? Sugar, of course. I always tend to sneak that one in on you. You don't need sugar. Spices, all right, it says spices, but what spices? Oh, we don't want to let you know that. That's a brand secret. Well, your brand secret sounds to me like something you're hiding. Salt, okay. Yeah, salt, sodium's a good thing to have in minimal amounts. You take a look at it and you see how much salt is in some of these products. It's a lot. But what kind of salt are they using? Is it granulated, iodized white salt, which is just process? Really takes all the original nutrient value out of the sodium, out of the salt. Most likely it's the cheapest stuff because they're not going to put in the quality, probably they're not going to put in the, unless it says, it's not going to be pink Himalayan salt or lovely rock salt or sea salt, you know, the good quality stuff. Unless it says it, it's probably just plain old iodized salt that we really don't want to be using. And then I've seen things like garlic powder. All right, well, why not fresh garlic? Well, the reason being, when this stuff goes on the shelves, because here's the difference when we talk about stuff at home that we make at home. Yes, it's not going to sit. You're going to have to put it in the refrigerator. It's not going to shit. Ooh, I almost threw that. Could have been bad. It's not going to sit in your shelves in your pantry for a year, you know, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months and not go bad. No, because it doesn't have all the stuff in that makes it stay forever on the shelves. It's fresh and you know what's in it because you made it. That's what I love. I know what I've made because I know I am made myself as a human being, because that was yesterday's Doctoronamission today. We talked about what is nutrition, why is it important. This stuff we're putting in us, it makes us. from a cellular level. So let's put the stuff in that we know that's good for us. All right, so let's talk about making our own mustard here at home. Now, you can use, let me grab something. You could use one of these things, a mortar and pestle, and grind away on the mustard seeds, because we're going to talk about mustard seeds. I guess you could use mustard powder, which is the ground mustard seeds, but if you're going to use mustard seeds and grind away and mix all this up, yep, you could use that. That might take you a while. Depends on your time, your patience, and if you're really looking to get a workout in your arms, you know. Or I've got one of these things, like, you know, whatever you want to call it. I try to stay away from brand names, but I don't know, they call it bullets or mixers or Nutramax or Nutra something or other, who knows. But, you know, smoothies and things like that you make. I got one of these. I use this for blending up salad dressings and all kinds of things, because it does a great job to blend up your fresh herbs and your spices and that. So today, okay, so here's what we got. I got about a quarter cup of mustard seeds. And when I say I got about, because some of this is going to depend on how you like your mustard. I like my mustard sharp. I like it hot. You might like a more milder version. So the mustard seeds are going to be hot, you know, so you almost have like a horseradishy flavor and smell. So depending on how hot you want it, so play with it, because you could always take it out, test it, put it back in, add some more. It's going to be up to you, depending on the ingredients I use, whether you like it a little more sweet or not. And I just remembered something, so hang on with me. I remembered one ingredient I've got to grab. I'm over here. I haven't left. Don't worry. Back. I'm going to put in, as we get into this, well, I could do it now. I'm going to put in a tablespoon of raw unpasteurized honey. So it's raw unpasteurized. This happens to be Manuka. I live in New Zealand. We are very fortunate to have this beautiful stuff right at our doorstep. So about a tablespoon of raw Manuka honey. I know you're not supposed to lick your fingers, but man, come on. This is Manuka honey. Are you kidding me? I have to. Anyway, we've got that in there. Also, so I've got a cup. This is a mix of, excuse me, white wine vinegar. And I like a little apple cider vinegar, the good natural apple cider vinegar. So it's probably 3/4 of a cup of the white wine vinegar, and then a 1/4 cup of the apple cider vinegar. You don't have to use that combination, but you need about a cup of some type of vinegar, whatever works for you. Alrighty, in she goes. Now, spices and herbs wise, I like some garlic in mine. I'm going to put 2 cloves of garlic in mine. You know, whatever turns you on with garlic. I've got a tablespoon of fresh turmeric. Couple things about that. There's a post in Instagram just a couple days ago that we did on turmeric and its great values. Turmeric is such an amazing natural anti-inflammatory. It is so beautiful. If you can incorporate it into anything, do. You know, we should have some turmeric every day. It's beautiful. And this will give it that nice yellowy flavor, or that kind of orange yellow look, really make it look nice, and also great flavor. I love turmeric. A tablespoon of salt. This is the pink Himalayan salt, and a tablespoon of cracked black pepper. And then I've got a teaspoon of thyme. I like thyme. I mean, you wouldn't have to use thyme, but I love thyme. It's just got a lovely, lovely flavor to it. So that's all going in there. Let me get all those ingredients in there with not spilling too much of it. I'm not saying I'm not going to spill any, but you know, let's try and get I'll try and get as much in as I can. Now, what I like to do is I like to make mine nice and creamy, and I love extra virgin olive oil. So it doesn't necessarily traditionally need this. You could just use maybe about a ½ cup of distilled water, good fresh water from here, but I'm going to use about 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We're very fortunate here in New Zealand, where I live on the North Island, to have an amazing the Village Press extra virgin olive oil, beautiful local olives, fantastic place. So, and away we go. That's about 4 tablespoons. Right? And then I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of good water. Now, here's once we do this up where you can play with it, because some people might like their mustards a little bit runnier than others. I like to keep it thick because I use it almost like a dip. I mean, you can use it as a spread, but I like to have it thick. I don't like to have it runny. Totally up to you. Again, you can play with the ingredients. But then we're just going to grind this up. Oh, that's looking, look at that. Look how beautiful that's looking. Now understand that this will thicken up in the refrigerator because I put some olive oil in it, so we'll get a little thicker. So it just depends. I mean, you might want it, I could make it a little bit runnier, I could make it thicker. Less garlic, more garlic. Apple cider vinegar, white wine vinegar, a white balsamic vinegar. I happen to use a tablespoon of raw and pasteurized honey. You might use, instead of that, you might use a date or two, or none at all. And the turmeric, you know, you might not like the turmeric. I like the turmeric because it's got amazing, great properties to it. Now, let's take a look at what we got. This is our own mustard. Now, understand, I would give this a good 12 to 24 hours in the refrigerator in a glass container, just to let it all work together, because you'll find right now it tends to be a little bit tart, a little bit vinegary. But what it'll do, the flavors will really work together over the next 24 hours, and then bam, it will just be like this most amazing mustard you've ever had. Wow, that's pretty good as it is right now. That is beautiful. Wow. So there you go. Wow. Guys, if you want, make your own mustard at home. Play this back. You can hear about the ingredients. Change the ingredients around if you want, but it's so cool to make it at home because, again, as I read, you buy it in the stores, you're going to find things like natural flavorings, who knows what, citric acid, tartaric acid, yeah, okay. Sugar, no thanks, don't need it. Spices, what are they? Salt, probably white iodized salt, no good. Garlic powder, I'd rather see fresh garlic. I mean, who wants the powder? Because that's been processed and touched by man. Understand, if it's been processed, touched by man, it's not as good as the natural stuff.